All right, cool. Recording it now. Um, this is gold. Yeah, this is something that if you want to trade gold, to be honest, oh look, perfect. This is yo, this is perfect. You see how we mentioned on stream? There's a video that we have called Advanced Market Structure. Advanced market structure deals with what happens when we violate the S&D responsible for the break. So you have this S&D here responsible for this break, but this is the zone, the original zone that sent price up. So we said if we get a violation from the S&D responsible for the break above right here. Let me actually just delete some of this. So S&D responsible for the break above right here. We said that if we violate this, what we'll have is price tap back into here. I think I mentioned this imbalance on stream, and then we'll short. And I mentioned that there was the demand zone that was down here. So, let me go back and put the drawings back on the screen so you can see right here. Beginning of the demand, right? That's what I marked out because this is the sequence that I usually see right within here. So you mentioned that we, tap onto here and could get a rejection out of here. Look, this, let me make this green. This green one, I said that we tap into the demand and then push for the high above here. Look at where this is going for the high above here. Right there. Yeah, right there. I'm a little hesitant to let me just put this here. So as I mentioned to you guys before, for those who have been around for a while, obviously, the little zone that ends up being between both of these wicks here. So that's what you want to pay attention to. We just came up above a high right here. So you could have price. You want to see how it closed, but you could have price come back into this demand and then trade higher out of the demand as well as the imbalance. Trade higher out of that. But watch this little zone within here. Ultimately, I have it coming up above this high. To in turn tap into mm, actually, let me look at what time frame this is on up here. Oh, nice little doji. Let me see. We have this. Tap in. We have here. It's the same thing here. Looks like we're coming to the 70% there. Yeah, so I like this up here. I like gold continuing to up in this area here. It's 93. 93 area. I like that. Dang it, I'm on a 15-minute. All right, guess I'll just look at what's here. Let's see. So got the high that hidden S&D there. Running back below to this. This is S&D responsible for the break. We didn't get a mitigation to it here. So we should just be running the low of the previous candle here. Tapping into here to trade higher up here. If we don't get that, we come back to the origin of the move, which is right below here for NASDAQ. And then you get a dip into here and a push back within the range. So it could just continue to range for the this lunch hour if we don't get a move out of here. Let's see. 4. Yeah, so I still have us back up above to this area here. Um, but I think I marked this out for you guys on stream. Yeah, so be mindful. You see what I'm saying? Coming down into here, down here. You see everybody saw this candle going up. Ooh, there's a large bullish candle. Go yeet. Just come back and run it low. So yeah, it's the fractal nature of time, you know. I have a margin calculator for MT4. Don't have MT5 yet. Haven't gotten it converted. But you can see the margin required for your lot size before entering the trade. Oh, that would be dope. That would be dope. You got it coded? That's dope. Yeah, because especially when you're running on new pairs, you know, that you see might be a little more liquid than, like, sometimes I see NZD USD running a little better, or even with the conversion of this. Look at this happening exactly like we said on stream. Even with the conversion of this, until you, I hate that the conversion, like having to do 1 point something lot, and just gauge what the dollar for dollar is, and the margin required for it. It'd just be a lot easier just to flick through the symbols on it. That's dope. Yeah. We were drop it at. Let me actually open up a section for that. Put it in off topics, actually. Off topics is good. Yeah, off topics is a good spot. Look at UJ. UJ turned out exactly to be the way that we mentioned. Anytime you're looking for, guys, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm recording this. I've recorded the last one, so anytime you're looking for price to reverse from a particular POI that you're scouting, anytime. First of all, make sure above you don't have stuff like this going on, because that only means that the low is coming down. But anytime you're looking for a particular reversal to happen, you want to see price take something first and then quickly come back within the range. This right here, you guys see these two candles? This bullish and bearish candle? That's a wick on a higher time frame. So when this wick happened just at the bottom of it and traded back within here, look at what's happening. Swing here, swing here. Where could we be headed? Maybe back up to here to get back within this range. Could be looking for this little wick right here. But you want to see it take something first and then take you to whatever you're expecting. But when it takes something, oftentimes you want to see it tap into the zone below that something. There's usually something there, like some S&D responsible, the origin, there's like fresh and balanced that's there. There's a couple things that you could, like, different examples for it, but usually I like to make sure that as a zone, if you look at here, you put in this low, came back and put in this high, and you ran the low. You see that? Skip ran that low. And look, if you would have chose anything within it, if it was that imbalance tapped and put in the high. But if it was this imbalance here, look, you'd have been in, a couple minutes drawdown, 5-6 minutes, and then came back in and came back tapped on your thing. You hate that. Being in profit, being in drawdown, being in profit, being in drawdown. So you want to be careful of that. And that's why I only choose zones to trade from, because regardless of whether price tapped into the 30 or price tapped into the 50 of the zone, usually it's the manipulation coming in the zone and taking us right out. So we come back, test the manipulation, head out of there. That's what I'm usually expecting when I want to see price reverse. But I first, y'all hear me? I first need to see something taken before I'm expecting price to like, trade higher or have some like exponential push coming out of there. So that's exactly why I marked this up here early on stream. And if you look, it played out, perfectly. So that was for Mike. He's probably gonna inbox me and be like, "Yo, it really hit. Thank you, brother." But yeah. Um, so is this the little 5 minute zone we saw? Yeah, you see, little 5 minute area, tapped into here, came back into the open. If this does not take the high, then the low of this 5 minute area is in question. We should expect price to snap below it, and if we snap below the low, is there a zone below that low the price will tap into? And so just make sure you have that um, in your system too, in terms of like if you're expecting a reversal, you want to see something snatched and then price trade higher. There's enough volume, as ProCharge would say, below that area that when price snatches it and shifts out, that those stops, that flood of cash money that's taken into that order, it actually gives you that strong reaction away from what it is that you're looking for. So that's what I'm always expecting. So now that you guys understand that, go to the 15-second time frame, go to the 1 second time frame. You could see price take something on the 1 second and continue higher. So make sure that you guys are using that as a reference point for your reversals that you're expecting to hold. Y'all hear that? For your reversals that you're expecting to hold. You hear that? For your reversals that you're expecting to hold. That's what you're looking for. All right. Hope that helps somebody. I don't remember where we left off on the stream. I think I mentioned the run of this high, us tapping back into um this area and then being able to push up into here, up into the area that price came from. So if you look, rejection here, put in another high here. Once this happens here, you're aware that this is just trading away and then price continues, right? So what's the hint that was here? There's that high there, right? And there's this high here, right? So these two highs that are present right here, double top, right? So I talked to you guys about price taking the first low, putting this high, and if not the second low, they're putting this high, right? Look at what happens after the second low is grabbed. Snatched, and then what? Running away from them, immediately shift up. See price head up. That's enough to take out this high right here. But then look, we run this high and then quickly shift back down below the low. What could that be looking like? What could that be, telling us? It could be telling us that we could be looking to come back within, this zone below here. We want to be so in haste now. We want to make sure we cutting through certain lows. We're following those things, but nonetheless, this tapped into this same area that we drew out on stream and that I just started, with showing you guys again. Drew it here, you see? 30% taps, beep, and then push right back down. That's what's up above what? The highs. So what did I just say? I like to use the zones after price is grabbed something. That's what I like to use to see, a nice push leaving that area. So I hope you guys could kind of remember that, write it in your trading plan maybe before you look for a reversal in price. Like whatever it is, you guys need to write to remember that. Yeah, that is very, very helpful when having that assurance that there's that push coming out of there. There's that, heavy move leaving from that area. I wouldn't chase that now because look at this wick happening right inside of this hidden S&D is the S&D responsible for the breakup above. So I wouldn't be chasing that right now if I was you. If you missed the move, you missed the move. But you just want to make sure that those things are what you're paying attention to. So what do you have? You have this swing here, you have this swing here, you have this swing here. That's three swings already. So this could put in a fourth one, come into the area up here that we were eyeing, and then could end up sweeping the lows after heading back up to his target. There's a possibility too, but that's what I like. Like that's everybody always asks me what trades do you take, what entries do you like to see. It's the same entries, the same exact entries that I thought. I just prefer to see something taken, and then price takes me where I'm going, and that's oftentimes where my uh, assurances lie in, essentially. Let me actually go back to Euro and look at what's happening on Euro. So didn't make it up above this high here. They put in this low here. Didn't make it up above that. That's the high right here. That put in this low down here. Came back up to it. Didn't trade above it. Pushed back down to this low. So this seems to just be mitigating one area multiple times. You see mitigation, 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 mitigation. Seem to just be holding on this area. Remember, we mention that oftentimes. Price does break this. You get that ranging off of it, or retail might call it support or whatever. But they usually break the low, tap into something below it, and then it trades you back up into the range to what? Start taking out some of the highs that's up there. So just be mindful of that. Looks like we could be coming back to 158, but you probably want to see 145 taken first. And if you just get like the muscle memory for these things, the reflex for these different things, if you just actually hold on, guys, hold on real quick. Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. So if hold on. So see, I mentioned this high right here, this little one here, this inside one here. You could be expecting a rejection out of this institutional candle here, tap you back into here, right here. But then you could also see the high of the institutional candle taken and tap you back into this zone here to push you back down. So this is just mitigating one area multiple times. Um, it left this low intact though. Remember this low that I talked about? It left this low intact. And you look at the high. Let me actually just get some of this over chart. Look at the high here that put in that low. This is the high that put in the low. We traded back to this same low, and look at this healthy push up. Healthy push up. So what are we expecting now? We mentioned this high and this high we could see taken out, and we mentioned that we could come back into this area here. This, but we talked about, what was it, 153 first? 150 something right here, right here. We came back into this area here. Could you get a rejection from here? Yes, to come back into here, back into the imbalance, something like that, and then shift you higher above here because we failed to take out the low. We tapped into here in the zone, came to this low, did not violate it. So we could end up taking out these here and tapping back up into just the zone slightly above it here. Right there. Going all the way up to violate this. Oh, what am I doing? That there, but I'll leave this here too. So sometimes you do get a rejection within here before even getting into the zone, and that would just help you guys kind of justify, um, whether you'd be taking a short if candlestick structure breaks, or different things like that. We go back to NQ, see where we at. Ooh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! So a lot of the zones that I supply you guys with, they get tapped, and you have to pay attention to what's going on. If you look below this, look at candlestick structure; it's still intact. We weren't running no lows. So that's why I said you want to wait for us to take something. Yes, I told you guys about a little counter trend trade that was right there from supply to the left, but we didn't take anything. I mean, sorry, we didn't violate anything. We didn't violate any of the lows. So if we didn't violate any of the lows, if we continue trading higher, you're expecting whatever rejected us down to be violated too. Not just a high that put in that low. Whatever we rejected from, we're expecting that to be violated too. So what was violated? This up above right here. Let me make this a little they're gonna make this green. I don't know what that means. Right here. You see that? Took something, tapped into our zone. Oh, come on, come on, come on. I don't hear nobody. Come on. Yeah, this is the same thing I was just explaining to you guys. Like you want to see that, and it just makes trading a little more easy. Pro Charles, make sure you use ChatGPT to write that curriculum for your kid. Um, Make sure you use ChatGPT for that. Shaz, I don't know what you asked me to repeat, but this is being recorded, so when the record is released, you just go back through it. Look, nice little down candle in here, sweeping a low from it, right above it. So let's see if that gives us our reaction back into this, hitting S&D up above and then back down. At least here, back into here, back down in there. But it looks like it's coming for here, right here. This low. Yeah, but again, there's ways in which we get there. Some people jump in a move and just want it to like go to heaven or hell, and it's just a process. That look like it's about to sweep the other low. Never mind. Step further into the thing and then come within the range above. So it's two lows there. Taken. Right there. You see? Sweep here, sweep here. Give you a little reaction there. Like it's getting ready to head back up into there to the fractal at least to shift the low or the hidden S&D that's there. Yeah. Bitcoin slipping. So in terms of myself, what would I be looking at for an entry like this? I would be looking right below it. You got a little zone there. If you want to just tuck your wrist behind there, you could have. Or when you saw this happen, you're expecting a tap back into the beginning of this wick or sometimes in the middle, but your wrist goes right behind this candle. And then I would see price up into here. That's how I trade gold. I'm not really looking for 30% tap into womp womp womp. I'm just making sure that I understand the order flow around the entries that I'm in, what's been taken, where could we be shifting to next. The currency pairs is actually what kind of maybe note this particular like target for target for target for target for target for target. Go hit that target, take that target, go to that target, hit that target. The currency pairs is something trading on that. It kind of gave me that awareness. Um, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Nice little. Just from down here. I'm over here talking about no zone, no trade, y'all, and then in the back, snacking on pips without the zone. I'm telling you, no zone, no trade for you. Snacking. So yeah, this video would be available after it's done updating and rendering. Uh, let me see. Oh, look at that bad boy! Look at that bad boy go! Look at that! Oh, it's coming up here, right there. Khabib is a little zone right above there. 1995. 1995. Somebody said 1995. What year was Tupac Shakur killed? We got 95, and then we got looking like 99. Uh, hey, that's beautiful. Hey, look. Ain't no way. Let me see it's a little zone up there. Ain't no way. Look, right back into the imbalance and trade higher. Oh my goodness. These things happen too much and too often for me to even go back and celebrate. Man, I spend more time celebrating than actually going to trade. So yeah, hope you guys learned with that little nugget. It was nice. Well, like could be trading a little higher. This is right here. It's a 5-minute up candle. Right here. It's a 5-minute up candle. So it actually looks like this wick here might be the thing. Now, because we're in between two wicks, wick here, wick here, there are times where you do see that rejection. But if you look here, we tapped into the 30%, rejected away, did not shift anything, did not shift structure or anything. So we're expecting the 70, which is the 70 is actually at the beginning of the zone. You could see a tap here before taking that, but more than likely you want to see it run that high, tap into here, and then come back and shift the low down into here. If you don't get that, continues up, then you just want to trail with that. But look at this. This is for someone that doesn't know how to engage with this, for someone that doesn't know how to trade this, or waiting for pullbacks or whatever it is. This offered none, nothing, nada, zilch, zero, not a nothing. This often it offered you nothing to get. I mean, yeah, pro charge probably like, well, is that little fractal that's right there, but it offered you nothing. So you just essentially have to know, the order flow, and the order flow you would not need a zone to even follow price with if you understand the order flow. And how do you understand the order flow? You need to start with the zone. Everybody want to skip over certain parts of the material, come in asking questions. Oh, what about this? Is this correct? The videos are self-explanatory. I'm telling you, I learned that stuff by myself. Nobody taught me that stuff. Nobody came along and said, "Oh, so when you see this, then it." That was me learning this, remembering that I was seeing it, jotting it down on my charts, and you guys saw during the videos I kept showing you, like text messages where I was sending it to myself and then going back to see it play out. That was me learning that stuff on my own, you know. So I mean, this still pushing. This is pretty nice. So everything there is self-explanatory. Like it's nice little 20-point trade. That's nice. Everything is self-explanatory there. It's just it's not me, it's you. It's yeah, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me, it's you. You just got to be able to use your brain capacity to um retain those things. Like I get that it does seem difficult at times. You get that, brain fog, that information overload, all of those different things that people discuss hinders them from trading. But um, it really matters about what you use your brain capacity for. If if who won the playoff game from whatever a couple nights ago and who scored what, and all the highlights in it and all that other stuff before you know this, then you're doing something wrong. Now, if you learn this and you know all the stuff going on after, then cool, you in the right spot. You not you that we addressing, because you did what you were supposed to do. Took in all that you needed to, and now it's like second nature. If I was blind and somebody narrated price to me, I would be like, all right, let me know when it gets to the 50% of the swing point. Okay. Do we take out the candle to the left? Yo, was it strong body close, or how does the candle look on the bottom? You got a little wick there, a little institutional candle. All right, we came above the institutional candle. Okay. So we should come back into it, just by a smidge, so you just want to stick your stop under. I ain't gotta have sight. I ain't gotta have sight to be able to. So- That's because I remember it. I don't need to see it. Already visualizing it when I close my eyes, burned into my brain. I cannot get rid of it. It's impossible. Sometimes I'd be out there, like watching the news in the doctor's office, and the business segment come up, and now I'm looking at their charts, and the analyst is over there talking about, whatever you do, you gotta sell Apple right now. Just get rid of it, take it out of you. I don't think it's going back. And I'm looking at the chart, and I'm like, yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's talking. This is clear. Look at this. This is clear. You can't see that's still gonna trade higher. He ain't take out that high to the. And I'm in the doctor's office looking at. I ain't got no markups on my thing. I'm not, just looking at a chart from afar. My spare time, I do exactly what LeBron James does. LeBron James watches, and Kobe was doing this too, watching tape of other players. Why? Because your shot is solid. You could violate anybody to step in front of you. You could read them like a book. You got more notes than a reporter on them. So when you understand your competition, when you understand the other side of things, it helps you to refine what you do in those moments. So a lot of times I see a lot of these retail traders, not retail. We all retail. Retail is just individual. So I see a lot of these streamers getting bounced up and down the charts because I'm like, oh no, I know you ain't getting in on that. What? No, that's not. I'm like, you know, see, watch it go right into that imbalance and shift right out of there, and then hit their stop. Why would they even put their stop there? If anything, the stop should have been a little higher than. And it's not my chart. It's something I'm not personally trading. Looking at people trading bonds, looking at the bank nifty guys trading on there, looking natural gas. I'm like, hey, wait, is don't get in yet? Some dude on Twitter, I told him, I said, listen, I have natural gas going to 2.3, but I have it going down first and then back up. He laughed, LOL. You know, all right, you know, whatever. He jumped in. He's like, yeah, got into a position on natural gas. Guess what? Stop loss hit. Guess what natural gas is right now? So, you know, I know enough to carry myself that if I was blind, I would be able to you know, like, understand what's going on if I just had somebody narrating it to me. You could literally get a swing points indicator. And now I'm not telling y'all to get this. Y'all need to see it with your own eyes. But I could literally have a beginner put a swing point indicator on, on the chart and be able to narrate price from there. Now take your fib from the third swing that you said it's 3, right? To the third swing from the top of that to the bottom. Make sure it's exact. Use the magnet tool. Something nobody could ever take from you. Nobody can ever take it from you. The only thing I struggle with now sometimes is order flow. So don't pay attention to it. Just pay attention to zones. The order flow will come. A lot of the times people try to force the order flow. It will come to you. So if you stay within your zone, you pay attention to the zone it's coming into, it'll go exactly to the area that you're looking for price to reject from or to, you know, like find support on and push off of. It will get right to that area. Don't pay attention to what's going on in the middle of that. Then when it gets to your zone, you look into what's happening, and now here's where candlestick structure matters. So what you might benefit from is actually having it go into the the 1 minute zone. Take a 15-minute zone, have the 1 minute order flow go into it. Find the structure break on the 1 minute order flow. Go down to the 15-second or even 10-second, 5-second. Go down to that and look for the same exact thing that happened on the 1 minute. And a lot of times that's your move out of there. That's your little. You get into that 1 minute wick. Price creates that wick, comes back, tap into the wick. You're gonna see on a lower time frame another wick form. Price create, tap back into that wick, and on the 1 minute, you're gonna see just the body going up and down. But on the 15-second, you're going to see the actual wick tap, the same thing, a mirror image often happen to where you can, you know, have that assurance as soon as it's pulling out of there. And once you get your entry within that, your little risk within that, and it takes off, it's out of there, it's gone. Gone with the wind, baby. You know, so I just try to upload it. I don't know if it's getting rejected. Yeah, it could be the links thing. Let me see. So looks like Charles posted some links in charts. So posted in charts. Posted in charts. The premium section of charts. Because I see Charles got a link in here, so it should allow you a link in there too. Yeah, but that's how you trade. That's how you pay attention to it. So let's say you came up into the zone. Let me just delete some of this right now. Let's say you came into the zone. Remember we selected the zone out of here. Let's say you got that tap there. You know, shifted up above something to tap into it, and you get that tap and it shifted down, took out his low. You can partial if you want. You can cut if you want and reassess what's happening. We came back into this hidden S&D, shifted down, did not take a low. So if we didn't take that low, guess what happens to here? We run up above it. Now, we could get rejected out of here, yes. So what you're doing is, if you see this tap, we tap back into this imbalance. Is that an imbalance we tap into? Let me just make sure. We tap back into this imbalance. Let's say that was your entry. You already partialed out below this low. So anything coming back for you here, skabang, it doesn't matter. You're out. You're gone. You took your heavy position off. After taking that position off, you see this imbalance tap and we shift out like that. Let's say you got in on that. Now what you're doing is, because this is an impulse entry, you're trading behind the wicks of the candle. Trading behind the wicks of the candle. This doesn't take you out, continue to push you higher. You take this here. This candle closes. You push your stop right behind that candle, and look, it would have shifted you out. Bam, right there. Takes you out. Guess what? You saw it tap into the leftover wick. You like, what? This is, how did it just happen over and over and over, you know? But if you're on the 15-second, if you're on the 5-second, you're actually seeing structure shifted and broken. You're seeing the same thing that you see on the 1 minute, the same thing you anticipate on the 1 minute. You're seeing it happen on a lower time frame. You know, so all of these different things will present itself to you. Look, we tap into this, create this imbalance here. What do we know about the first imbalance? Right there. Come on, it's just, you know, is S&D responsible for the breaker structure right here? Yeah, we understand that, what goes on there, and we look at the origin, where we came from, violate that, end up violating that, tap into here, go back into here, come back to the origin here, could bring you back into the range here, and not take you below this, because that could be the protected one. There's so many different ways to approach the market when you remember a lot of this. And all the scenarios that I just gave you, it's all in the playlist. It would be crazy for anybody to literally have that information and then wait around for somebody to teach them it. I tell you, there's a story in the Bible. If you're not religious, that's fine. There's a story in the Bible. This man that sat by the pool for 38 years, and he was he had leprosy, so it was a skin condition. Sat by the pool for 38 years. All this man had to do is get in the water, and if he got in the water, then he'd be healed of his leprosy, and he'd be able to go back into the land or the city or wherever it was and be able to partake in it. Could you imagine this man sitting right in front of the water? And you mean to tell me you didn't roll? I would have crawled by my tongue to get inside. What? This man waited. Nobody wants to help me. Nobody is they just all walking past me. If I could just be able to, what? Sorry, let me bring that excitement. You know, it's gonna show up in the audio. Yuri gonna be mad. So, but yo, that's it. Like, you you gotta get in it for yourself. You gotta be able to, you know, like, be able to take the initiative to do it on your own. Like I said, for me, nobody was here to teach me this, and I got it in 4 months. Talking about, you know, y'all know I was trendline trading for the first month when I became profitable. So within 4 months, I was able to learn all of this, and there was other things that I learned along the way. Yeah, but 4 months to be able to sustain myself and be able to teach others so they could sustain themselves just in 4 months. You got CPAs, accountants, and even attorneys that don't know what they're doing. They went to school for it. They graduated. They got passed the exam, all of that. Don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. For me, I wasn't putting that in somebody else's hands. I was in one guy's group. He said his win rate was 30%. I said, cancel? Are you crazy? 30%? You think my kids need to eat 30% of the time? Are you crazy? Yeet canceled? Like, no. so, so it's just about valuing, your time, valuing yourself, the circumstances that you in. Nobody know them but you. Nobody knows them but you. But you should be ashamed of yourself if you know what's going on in the playoffs and you still not profitable. You should be ashamed of yourself if you know all that stuff that's happening out there. Oh, they trying to get Andrew Tate. They he the, the government, they trying. I don't know what's going on with that fella. And I do not care. My kids don't eat because Top G is free or not. You know, so some things matter, yes. You know what matters? The stuff that's in courtrooms and the statistical reports that we receive through these economic events, the economic calendar. Those are the things that matter. The stuff that's in courtrooms, and as well as, sorry, let me not be ignorant, the laws that are passed through Congress. Those are the only things that matter. Nothing else. Nothing else matters. And all of that should be tuned out. Tune it out. All of it. I watch this drunk lady on Fox News every now and again. Biden administration, Biden administration, and the agenda of climate change. Like she seemed like she drunk. I mean, she got them lip fillers in. I don't know. But even with CNN, the president has immaculately done what? He hasn't fulfilled almost a lot of the things he said he would. At least Trump was fixated on the wall. He was like, oh, I'm not going to stop until I get that wall put up. That's the attitude you need, not with those policies, but that's the attitude you need with things that's going to move the country forward for all of them. And because we don't currently have that right now, tune it out. It's not what matters. Tune it out. It's just a reality show, personality show, whatever you want to call it. And we realize that we hold on to those different things in our brain. And guess what our brain kicks out? The information we need to survive. The information we need to move forward with our lives. The information we need to get back the years that's been taken from us by us. That's what we need. So I'll go explain his answer in the chat. Yo, that's it. It's there. It's there. It's all there. Look right here. Bam. All there. It's all there. All of it. It's all there for us. It's all there for us. To just have a start. A lot of the times, people get in right here. Look. People get in their entry right here. Let me actually just use this. They see this running up. They just want to get into something that takes them up. So they get there. It comes back to their entry. Put them in a little drawdown. They're a little afraid. Come back. Put them in a little profit. They look away. Boom. It's just going down. Guess what? They're praying for it to come back up. Why? Never place a stop here. Reason why they didn't place a stop there is because they weren't sure of the entry either. Reason why they weren't sure of the entry because they did not enter on a zone. Reason why they didn't enter on a zone because they were waiting for some quick gratification and didn't get it. And then guess what? Bounced. Challenge gone, taken from them, ripped. Half of the challenge and drawdown gone because they used no stop. Didn't use the material that they were supposed to trade with. There's a start there for you guys that literally gives everybody the opportunity to be able to get in somewhere, take enough of what you need and cut. That's it. Get in somewhere, take enough of what you need and be able to cut. And that's in all of these different zones that we have. All of these different zones that we have. Usually the zone that you're looking to get in on is the wick that pushes you out of there. Immediately, once it taps into the zone and the wick forms, your stop immediately goes right behind the wick. What you were able to cut back on 50% of your risk immediately because that happened. Now you gotta be careful of the spread and all that other stuff when you're trading on it, but you able to cut immediately when it happened. Take 50% of the risk off the table. You get your little, little down dancing around and stuff like that. You don't want to move your stop to break even until a high is taken. And oftentimes, if you look here, let me delete this. Oftentimes, if you look here, stop would have been behind here, that'd have been safe. Pushed up, took out this high, right? If this was your entry within here, you're at break even already. Once this comes back here and pushes a new high, your stop is right behind here. Once this comes back in here, pushes a new high, your stop is right behind here. And at some point you will get clipped out, but guess what? When you do, you could also you could always realign what it is that you're looking for. You could always find the next possible entry for you to get in on, whether it was this wick down into this zone or whether it was this zone back up into this range here. It doesn't matter. You could find the next thing and don't have to worry about price coming back into here. And then when it finally gets all the way back into here, it takes you out. You're like, oh, I held it and I thought it was going up. And then you see this here, you see this and this here, right above the zone here, tapping into, or at least, let me see. Yeah, take another high, tap it into the imbalance that shifted a little back here. You see this here, and then you go, oh, it was equal highs above, and oh, yeah, you start trying to figure out all these different things after the fact, rather than just follow what the instructions and learning how to quickly manage risk up. I post way too many entries for you guys not to notice the subtle details of it. You know why people can't notice the details of it? You know why people can't notice the details? Because the specific part of their brain that's responsible for recording details has Lovecraft Country in there, have Love is Blind in there, have all these other things that do not matter. At a certain point, I forgot a lot of the lyrics to music that I knew. Forgot the lyrics. That's how much information I was taking in. Forgot certain movies. Sometimes I watch a movie and I watched it before, but I don't remember almost most of the movie. Why? My brain threw that stuff out of there. Should have never been in there in the first place. My brain should have been loaded up with math and different things from STEM and all. I know who I'm talking to in here. Somebody in here. If not, somebody's gonna watch this video. But I made sure it's muscle memory. Muscle memory. Look at what Pro Charge playing. Right hand writing notes. Handwriting notes. Your brain remembers that through touch, through like it. There's so many things that you could use to your aid. Fall asleep with the stuff in your ear. Like I get it. It all sounds weird and different, but some of y'all fell asleep to doing work at home, or thinking about what had to be done at work the next day, or thinking about how many more days you had to your day off, only to have to get on your day off and think about the days you have to go back to work. Like we all we all been there, we all been there, but it's just how we maximize that process. We maximize that process. Look at this, didn't even take the low. Didn't even take the low. But was that a credible tap from over to be able to take a quick scalp off of it? Yes. Yes, it was. Look at this, from 124 to 117, almost 10 points. On two contracts, you solid on on a little move like that. Two contracts I already made my daily salary for my old job. Are you just waiting for the next thing, waiting for the next thing, waiting for the next thing, but you're learning how to manage up. But guess what? Remember the stops that we talked about? If you had you stop below here and waited for a high to get taken, right here, you waited for a high to get taken to move your stop back here. So we move our stop back here. Now, some people might have been inclined to put their stop here after this shifted up. It tapped back in. What did you see? Do we see that delicious wick that we always expect? We close back up above open price of the previous wick, close body closure, tap back into the wick below, and then what? Meow. It all happens just as fast over and 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 over. And if you're able to see it and spot it, this is just the right side. We don't care what's on the left side. We're not paying attention to the left side. Most of the time when this is going up, the reason why people are losing is because they're looking over there. You don't have to look over there. Look at what's happening here. And this will give you that early indication whether we're going to go short. And sometimes you'll learn that just because we ran a low does not mean that we're going short. But you don't need to learn that from a zone back there to the left because your risk is way higher in that zone. Learn that from here. You know, I don't, like I said, I don't know who I'm talking to. This is for somebody. This is for somebody. But I'm telling you, is nothing but freedom in a lot of these videos, and however bad you want it, that's the time you're gonna spend. That's the time you're gonna put in. I can't put in all this time for y'all. My kids need this time. Come on, so if you are looking to the left, which you don't always need to, look at this perfect tap within the imbalance to the left. That what shifted the low, shifted the low. Imbalance responsible for shifting the low. Imbalance shared with the zone, whatever it is you want to call it. Perfect tap from there. And be able to start moving you down now. Soon as you get that tap, guess what? Risk goes from back here to behind the wick there. Bam, that fast. That fast. Now, you expect it to go below this, tap into this wick. Now, risk is at break even or right in front of break even or whatever it is. If this ends up consuming this low and taps further into this area here, just know you can get a bounce from here to back up, to go back up. So what? You'd end up cutting your entry here or taking a runner here or something like that because you know there's a little imbalance right inside of here. And this is the last down candle that successfully put in a new high. So if you end up getting a tap within here to take you back up to here, that's something that you're choosing to risk. And you could be following that particular thing with the same criteria that you used for this entry here. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? So I hope you guys are able to learn something from this. I actually it's about ran an hour or so. You know, that's pretty good. This would be a video that a lot of people could feast on, you know, just feel like whether it's psychology, whether it's, you know, just like looking at the different charts that we went through with the different explanations we gave. And, you know, I think this was very, very informative. Yuri, shout out to Yuri for having me record it. You know, so you guys are in for a treat on that. But actually, let me make sure I'm actually recording it because, all right, yeah, I am recording it. But, you know, you look for the same criteria and you know, you end up being able to take more entries. If you feel like you're someone that needs to take a ton of entries, or you revenge trade or whatever it is, you impulsively trade in areas that you're expecting, you know, a move out of it. You expect like SD responsible for the breaker structure, or utilizing origins of the move. If you want those quick stab and continue, make sure what we run something first, and after we run something, then you should start to see the little makeup, little pattern that you like to see. If you need to go to the 15-second, the 15-second is going to show you the same stuff. It'll show you the same stuff up here. 15-second. We put in this low. We put in another high. We violate the low. That's look right here. Let me just go ahead and show you guys. We put in this high, this wick high, right? The close is a low. Y'all hear me? We violate the high, right? Break of structure. And then what? Shift below the low and close. Guess what this is? Flippity flip. We tap back into the area, hit the 30. Y'all ain't hear me. But all right, let me get it out of here. I gotta grab something to eat, y'all. I hope you guys learned a lot, and I'm definitely gonna see you guys soon. See you guys in a trading day, later in the trading day too. I'll probably do some trading in Asia, so I'll see you guys then. But I have this video out soon. I'm gonna try to upload it to YouTube. Yeah, it's best to DM it to me, Walker. Bird, DM it to me. But I'll see you guys soon, all right? Later, yo. Peace out. Oi. Oh, jeez, I didn't even cut the video.